Thank you. Thank you, friends, Romans, countrymen. Today I dedicate these games to all of you, my lovely people. Yes, quite. All right. Let's get these games on the road. Send out the indentured servants. No, take. Today's supposed to be cool. On YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis XL. All right, welcoming you back to Check This Out, the show we take a look whatever deck we want to take a look at and have ourselves a good old time. It's your boy Memphis today. It was supposed to be Alter, but he had some kind of accident, but it's okay. I'm actually fine with it because, you know, we're playing Gladiator Beasts today. This is one of my all-time favorite decks in all of here. Definitely one of my favorite fusion decks. And they're a very, very combo-y bunch, especially with their new support. They're all about getting someone onto the board and doing their contact fusions to bring out big, beefy boys to beat over our opponent. And we got some nice new cards. We got things like the Testy Bear and the Gladiator Beast Magister and our brand new fusion, Claudius, who just allows us to go for peak battle phase shenanigans. So we're going to be going into yugioh Pro, showing off this deck, showing off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's, and having ourselves a good old time. So if you want the whole deck list, that's going to be at the end as usual. But for now, let's head on into the action, see what this baby can do. Alrighty, first opponent, another day, another card game. Now with our deck, we like to go first to go third. Perfectly fine to go in second. It's one of those decks that can do multiple different things depending on the hand we get. And that's not a bad hand at all. Not a bad hand at all. Let's go ahead and start with Gladiator's Rejection. Very nice card for getting out more monsters on the board, but also protects us from imperm and the like, which is very important for this deck. We don't like to get impermed. It's not fun. We have a pretty nice hand to start off. We've got our new guy, the Magister. He's a bit of a scrawny Gladiator Beast. Except that he got like a triple flail and stuff, but more importantly, he's really good. You reveal him and a Gladiator Beast from your hand. You get to summon them both. All Gladiator Beasts do something when summoned by Gladiator Beast monster's effect. Normally, or like originally, this was all done through the battle phase, but now we can just do it right here. So we're gonna go ahead and ditch Vespasius here. Normally it'd be Noxious, but this works just as well. Most important thing is we're trying to get like our high-level monsters into the grave. So now that we've done that, and we already have comeback, I'm gonna get the field spell, Flavius, Arena of Gladiator Beasts. Gonna be really nice for later. I'll explain it a little later. But more importantly right now, we're going to start off with our Test Panther. Do I actually, let me think about this real quick, like. I do need a monster. I think this is fine. Might not be the biggest combo here, but we got something. We got Test Panther. This is our Linky Stinky monster. When he is summoned, we get to add any Gladiator Beast we want from our deck to our hand. I still have my normal summon. That is true. I do have that. I'm a tinking here. Because I do need another monster on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Andal. Just type Andal. Doesn't really matter. He's important for some of our combos, Andal. Right now, he's mostly just going to be used for our Test Panther. Because once per turn, I can just spin back any Gladiator Beast that he's pointing to summon a new one. And we're going to summon out Augustus. Now, Augustus will summon a monster from our hand. Importantly as well, Rejection will summon a monster from our deck. Sadly, this does not count as being summoned by Gladiator Beast effect. That would have been really, really good if it was. But sadly, 'tis not. So, it doesn't really matter who we summon right the minute. I'll summon Adarix just because she's got a lot of defense. Let's put it that way. And Noxious will come out, and his effect will also go off. We're just going to send another Gladiator Beast from our deck to the graveyard. So we'll send good old Laquari. How many monsters we got in the grave? Very important to know how many we have in the grave. Okay, that works just fine. This actually works really well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use Noxious and Augustus. You don't need Poly for any of your fusions. Completely irrelevant. We are the original contact fusers. We got Gladiator Beast Tamer Editor. Once per turn, I can summon out one of my high-level fusions from my extra deck. And in this case, I'm gonna get Claudius in a minute. So what we're going to get is Domitianus. He's a little monster effect negator boy that can also force my opponent to attack himself, which is cool. Alrighty. So we should have just enough to do this part. We're gonna go ahead and summon out the new fusion, a Claudius here. You summon him by reshuffling 5 Gladiator Beast monsters. They don't all have the different names. From the hand, was it the hand? I forget. It's from the field and the grave for sure. We're gonna shuffle 5 monsters back. And we're gonna summon out Claudius here. He's big. Yeah, field or graveyard. And then his effect will activate. Next time we do battle phase, we get 2 battle phases. It could be on our turn or the opponent's. We get 2 battle phases. So with all that being done, we'll just go ahead and end our turn. And Flavius here, you know, has a lot of effects. I can search out Gladiator Beast monsters. I can summon them during the battle phase if my opponent attacks me. More importantly right now, I'm going to go ahead and get myself Gladiator Beast Charge. I get any of my Gladiator Beast traps during the turn that I have summoned out a Gladiator Beast monster. Really nice card. Absolutely amazing. So we have a nice little start here. It's really great when you can summon out multiple editors. And unfortunately, my opponent surrenders. Didn't even try to go to it. I guess he didn't have a good hand. That's the problem with 60-card decks. Sometimes you get bum hands. But, you know, that's the idea of our deck. I'll leave this duel in just so y'all know. Y'all understand this is what this deck is about. We're just trying to go from 1 Gladiator Beast to multiple Gladiator Beasts, the Panthers there. And then you have a nice selection of fusion monsters. You know, Domtias has a negate to them. This lets me pop cards up to the number of Gladiator Beasts I control different names. Claudius lets me cheat out a fusion monster from my extra deck when my opponent uses a monster effect. And that leads into our boy Gazaris. And he's the GOAT. Okay, so you get an understanding of what we're trying to do. Let's go ahead for duel number 2, though. Hopefully my opponent will give us that actual back and forth, because Gladiator Beasts don't get all their... They don't show off their true power except in the battle phase. That's where it's at. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Alright, what do we got for... Ooh. That's pretty good. We got double Gladiators Proving Grounds. This is our non-once per turn, searching any Gladiator Beast of the whole level 4 lower variety. So... very nice. It's very nice. This is why Gladiator Beasts have a lot of consistency boosts to them over the years. I mean, this was one of the originals, but it's still really nice that we have this. So we're going to go for Gladiator's Rejection. Again, we have Comeback, too. Oh, my goodness. This is a nice opening hand, is what I'm trying to get at. Alrighty, so we're just going to go and do mostly what we did before. I'm going to see if I can get out 2 editors, though, because that would be really good. We'll go ahead and chain block here, and we're going to ditch... I usually ditch Vespasius for this, because he's mostly just here for his level. I mean, I can also use him for the fusion, if I really needed to, but I rarely do. Very rarely need to do that. We'll go ahead and field spell. We'll summon out our boy, Laquati. He's a good boy. Oh, I could summon out Heraclinos, though. I love Heraclinos. He's like the original boss of the archetype. It's a little tricky to have him work modern day because he takes a lot of materials to make. You need Laquari, and you need to have a hand to discard to negate your opponent's stuff. So, little tricky there, but it's still such a cool dude. Let's see. So, I want, in this particular instant, Darius. I'll explain why. You do want Darius here. We're going to activate Gladiator Beast Comeback. Let's revive Vespasius. I just realized was... oh, wait, yeah, that was not quite what I was hoping to do, but it's okay. I can make this work regardless, but yeah. The thing about Comeback, you had to summon out monsters with different types than what you control. Unfortunately, the only thing that was different for me was Vespasius. I was kind of hoping to keep him in the grave, but... it's okay. I can make it work regardless. It's just not going to be as great. Oh, wait, I can summon out Vespasius anyway. It doesn't matter. This works too. Okay, so we'll summon out Vespasius from the deck. And Augustus will summon out Darius. Darius, when he is summoned, revives one of our monsters. So I can get Laquari. I could make Heraclinos. I might make him just because I can. You know? Why not? Why can't I just make the monsters I want? Why do I always have to go for, like, the biggest combos? Come on. Sometimes you just gotta go for the cards you want to summon. You know what I mean? You don't have to always worry about, like, making perfect combos all the time. Okay? It's a game. Have fun with it. All right. So since we didn't get to show off Claudius, I'll summon him instead of Domitianus. And then once that, okay, I could summon another editor. I really don't need to though. I could set up like a Masquerena. I'm not locked into anything right now, and this is another option here for the deck. Because it would also get me set up for like getting another Claudius here. Let's see. I think I'm good in that respect. Like I said, I'm just gonna summon out the boy. It's like it's not as good summoning Heraclinos right here. I just really want to. Okay, that's all the reason I need. But we'll go ahead and end our turn, and we'll use Flavius here. And because we'll have the pops off of this, we'll go ahead and get the War Chariot, the OG counter trap. This is the thing that made the Gladiator Beasts great once upon a time. It'll make them great again. I'm not even sure who's pulling the Sword Chariot. I guess it's like an automatic. It's like one of those little zoomy things. Jizukiru. Ugh. Gross, disgusting. How could you do this? That's really unfortunate. I was really hoping for any of you who don't understand what Gazaris is about, basically when he's summoned out, he pops 2 cards my opponent controls. That's his whole shtick, and that's why you want to get Claudius on the board. Your opponent is a monster effect. You just bring out Gazaris, pop. There you go. End phase. Flavius gives you another trap. That's what you're trying to do. It's just, unfortunately, my opponent kaiju'd me. What's this thing do? No spell traps, discard a card, summon a super heavy samurai from the hand of deck defense mode. I'm gonna hope that this stops him, but I could be very wrong. We'll find out in a minute. I mean, he has the trumpeter, so he can definitely synchro. Never mind. Are you not running the level, the guy that you... Wait. Super Heavy Samurais have a level 12, don't they? Because that whole trumpeter's like thick. Oh, wait, that was Battle Ball, wasn't it? So this card. I'm thinking of Battle Ball. I'm dumb. I thought this was Battle Ball. That's the guy I was thinking about, to synchro the opponent's monsters. But no. But there you go. Ran him over with the chariot. Sometimes the simplest solutions for the most complicated problems. How do I stop combo? Throw a chariot on. That's all you're gonna do. So, not quite what I was hoping to do, but I'm happy I got the 7 out Heraclinos. He didn't get to do anything, but I summoned him out the proper way. So I'm happy with that. Let's go for duel number 3, though. Again, just trying to find that opponent that can beat the back and forth. This guy tried. He just didn't try hard enough. So let's go for duel number 3. Alrighty, the third opponent to fight in third, as we call it. And we're getting to go first consistently, so that's actually really good. Opening hand is perfectly fine. I love this hand. This hand is a beautiful hand. Let's beta Ash Blossom and the like. It's always good to beta Ash Blossom and like. You don't want to get, you don't want no Ash Blossoms. No, definitely don't want any of that. So let's go ahead for. Yeah, let's go ahead and use Magister, Adderix. I mean, I'm thinking in my head which spell I want first. The one bad thing about, like, Test Panther, he doesn't get Gladiator Beasts a rejection. So you kind of have to use Magister for that part of this. Let's go ahead and ditch... Let's just Noxious this time. Noxious, however you want to pronounce this dude's name. He is a hand trap in this deck, but you rarely use him for that. He's mostly here for the whole foolish burying of him. That's what you want to do. And my opponent's got some... Okay, he does have the Imperm, but he used it on the wrong card. You used it on the wrong card, son. Alright, let's get Gladiator Burst Rejection and activate. Alright, you really should have said that for Panther. The one bad thing about Panther, because it's a weird thing with, like, the Test series of monsters, like Test Ape, Test Tiger, Test Bear, that... none of them are Gladiator Beasts, unfortunately. So that does reduce some of the things you can do with them. Like, they're not protected by Gladiator rejection, for that matter. So you gotta be careful of that sort of thing. Let's see here. Who do I want to get this to? Okay, hold on. I'm thinking thoughts here. If I get Gladiator Proving Grounds. I get Darius to my hand. And then I need to activate the field spell before I forget to do so. I need to, and I'll go for, yes. Go for Augustus. Augustus is who you normally want, so long as you have, like, a Gladiator Beast in the hand. You have a Gladiator in the hand, you always, pretty much always go for Augustus. Because then Augustus will go off. And then our rejection will go off. We'll summon forth, where's Vespasius? I probably could have gone for Adderix. Well, Adderix wouldn't have worked as well, but yeah, Darius comes out. Darius will summon back out my Nox. Sadly, this negates my effects, but honestly, if Darius did not negate this effect, it would be completely absurd. Completely absurd in every conceivable way. So it's not allowed, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and summon out our Chamber Editor. We're going to use his effect. We're going to go ahead and bring out Domitianus, just in case my opponent tries to debure me at the last second. And I'm going to... Who is in the grave at the moment? Adderix is in the grave. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually summon somebody new. Yeah, we still have new stuff. We have Darius. This is the other new Gladiator Beast card. Because this guy lets me revive a Gladiator Beast from the graveyard. Which, if you didn't realize, it's basically just an upgraded version of Darius. Actually, is this Darius? It's hard to tell. It kind of looks like Darius. I'll have to look at him in a minute. I'm just curious. Is this Darius? I don't think... It kind of looks like him. I don't think it's him, but they look very similar to each other. Maybe it's his cousin. Maybe, possibly. But yeah, now we're going to go ahead and summon out our second version of Tamer Editor, because why not? This is also not a hard once per turn sort of deal. And we'll summon out Claudius. So this is pretty much like ultimate end board here with what we've got set up. And I think we're good in that respect. I think so. Let me think. I could get another Gladiator Beast. I don't really need one. I'll just end my turn and we'll get our pop. Gotta have my pops, you know. Gotta have that Gladiator Beast charge. I got like 5 pops. I've got 2 more pops. And 1 whole negate. I think that's plenty. You know, there's too much negation to Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway, so why would I want to spend more time negating stuff when I can blow stuff up? Granted, let's see. Vishuddha. I see. We're up against Tenyis. More likely Swordsoul Tenyis. I don't think anyone plays pure Tenyis anymore. So who are you going to get rid of? I'm going to negate that, but, you know. I'm just curious who you're going to hit. You're going to hit my charge, you say? You know what? Thinking about this. I'm just going to activate it. I could negate this, but this works just as well. This works just fine, I think. Unless you have something I'm completely unaware of that'll stop this. Which you did. Okay. I mean, either way. What does this do? Add a worm to the hand. Or special... Yeah, I knew it. It is Swordsoul. I knew it. Alright, well, I could summon out Gazaris now. We're going to wait just a little bit longer on that one. A little bit longer. Alright, so Thana. That will make things slightly tricky. Because if I destroy his non-effect monsters, this will mess me up. You know what? Balls to it. Balls to it, Gazaris! Get your butt out here. Get your butt out here, bird boy. Pop the card. I love this about Gazaris. This is like one of the oldest Gladiator Beast cards, and he's still viable. He is still a viable boy. Let's see. This gets you the level 8 one, right? Alright, well... You know what? If he has a worm on top of everything else, nothing I can say about it. My opponent's... I knew it. I called your bluff. I knew you were bluffing. I knew you were bluffing, sir. Alright, man. I mean, normally I don't like duels like this where I'm like wiping people out. Honestly, that's not my favorite. I want to battle people. Well, Gladiator Beasts are overwhelmingly good. You know, maybe the fourth duel will try to go second just to see if we can like beat. Yeah, that sounds like a good. Let's see how Gladiator Beasts do going second. That's what I want to see. So we got time for one more. We'll go for one more. Gladiator Beast. We've seen how they do going first. Let's see how they do going second. Alrighty, our fourth and final opponent, the last chance at romance. And we are going to go second because I said I would go second, and that's what I want to do. Opening hand is an interesting affair. Oh boy, that could be bad. That could be bad. It could be very bad. Is this Danger Dark World or just plain old Dark World? Either way, that could be difficult. Dark Worlds don't screw around. I've seen them before. I've played them many times, so I know for a fact they are a very brutal bunch. I assume you're gonna ditch Snow and get another what's his name, Rombo. You're gonna get Rainbow. Yeah, I've like I said, I've played this before, but you know, it's okay. I said I wanted to go second, and this is a good test for our monsters. I mean, we don't have a great hand, but that's stuff. I mean, I have the impermanent, hopefully slow my opponent down a little bit. More importantly, we got Test Bear. We haven't seen Test Bear yet. He's a very good card. You get this dude, Aderix, and Magister in your opening hand. You're pretty much guaranteed to wipe your opponent's butt all over the floor. That's what you're gonna do. That's kind of the whole idea, because it's got, much like the other test monsters, he's all about summoning out other Gladiator Beasts. You know, you summon this guy out, you can special summon if you summon a Gladiator Beast from the deck or the extra deck. Summon him out, you can tribute him, and then, you know, return a Gladiator Beast from hand or field to the deck. Summon out two other monsters. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Indeed. Very neat. And yes, I now have my tentacle mustache. Some might say I already have a mustache. No, now it's tentacle mustache. I have two of them things. I'm not going to go full tentacles today. I could, though. I could. But I'm more curious as to where the end board here is going to go. I mean, like I said, I've seen the Dark Worlds. I know the Dark Worlds, and then Deals. Muckraker. I think I'll negate you. Because honestly, there's not much else I can negate in this deck that would affect you. But I think that would do something, yes. I think that did mess him up at least enough to at least have a turn, so that's good. Hello. Let's activate the Primite roll. I really like this card, I gotta say. I gotta say, for normal monster support, these Primites, they've got a lot of stuff working for them. Alright, but we'll get out our boy Andal, and we're gonna special summon the Testy Bear. Testy Bear! Do testy things. Or don't. Or maybe don't. How could you? I'm sorry I negated your news reporter. I knew you like your freedom of speech. I'm an American too, damn it. Okay, this is bad. Silva, so I gotta put two of the cards back in my deck? Damn. Okay, I can still work with that, though, I think. Although that does suck. Where did I put my cards? Bottom of the deck. Okay, good to know. I'm gonna go ahead and start the combo before I use triple tactical balance. Just in case my opponent ashes me or something. Alright, but we'll get our Gladiator's Kim back. This is gonna be difficult. I do not have the setup I normally like to have. I might have to use this now. I just hope I don't draw Augustus for this. That would be bad. That would not be necessarily a good thing. Don't tell me you had Ash Blossom, please. Please don't hit me with Ash Blossom, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, that'll work. Gladiator's Rejection. That'll work just fine. Alright, we're slowly but surely digging ourselves out of the admittedly small hole that we were in. Let's go ahead and put Laquari back into the deck. And we will search out... Oh, that's a good question. Do I go for Noxious? Ooh, that's a hard one. Or do I go for Magister to get the field spell? Or do I get no Adarix? Get back no? Okay, I think I'd rather get Adarix here. I could be mistaken, but we'll find out. So we'll use Adarix's effect. We're going to send Vespasius to the grave. And then we're going to use Rejection here. Because that'll get Atrocious out, or Noxious out, whatever your name is. Augustus works too. Augustus works too. He works just the same. Works exactly the same, sir. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our boy out here. Tamer Editor. Alright. Tamer Editor. And I think Domitianus is probably the... Oh, but I could go for Gazaris too. I gotta do it. What does this do again? Monster control will be destroyed. You turn to Fiend instead. Okay. So, what happens if I blow up your back row? Eh? Didn't expect the back row to get just... Unchained Shavara! That just dropped. I felt like I dropped something there. Okay, whatever. Unchained Shavara. What does this do again? This card sent to the graveyard, set an Unchained spell trap. Cool. That's cool and stuff. Let's see here. If I revive one of my monsters, there's no one I could summon. Let me double check Dairos real quick. It has to be level 4 lower. Oh wait, no. Okay. Let me just double... Yeah. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Activate Gladiator's Comeback. We're going to revive Vespasius. Oh, yeah, Vespasius is in the graveyard still. Not ideal, but... I can also go for Avermax. That is true. I could do that, but... Let's let the Gladiator Beasts do their thing. We're going to go for Dairos here. And he is going to summon... let's see. Target ability to give... Let's see. Summon that monster. Yeah. Darius. And then Darius will revive Vespasius. Bachumba. I really should have put Editor in attack mode. I don't think it matters too much, but I could have kept him in attack mode. So let's go ahead and attack everything my opponent knows and loves. Just annihilate them. Finally, get into the battle phase here. Well, I've been wanting to see all day. All right, attack Shavara. Or Sharvara, or however your name is pronounced. So not quite an OTK. Well, when you get Claudius on board and use his effect, that's how you OTK people. You know, get double battle phase. Just annihilate everything your opponent knew and loved. That's what you want to do. All right. So, end phase, we're going to do some of the Gladiator Beast stuff. I'm going to start with Darius here. Who, unfortunately, yeah, that put Vespasius back in the deck. Ooh, that's fine, though. Let's get Noxious. Because he's going to send another Gladiator Beast from the deck to the grave. So we'll send Vespasius, why not? And then, let's see. I can put Gazaris, but this is one of the moments I kind of wish I was running some of the other Gladiator Beast things. You know, classic things like Bestiari and Mermello. Because then I could, you know, pop my opponent's stuff after battle. It's just because the way this works, that doesn't happen very often. Your opponent survives, so it's just kind of... Those cards become more bricky than anything. And I don't want my monsters to feel like they're bricks. Sorry, Queesh, you gotta go to the graveyard. Why Queesh, you ask? Don't ask. But we should be in the win now, I'd say. Because I'm going to go ahead and activate my field spell. And we're going to go ahead and summon out Claudius. We will need to use at least one boy on the board for this. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And who has bigger? Yeah, U5. U5 back into the deck. Claudius, come forth. Yes, next battle phase, we get 2 of them things. All right, that'll work. So this is a, let's see, that's a trap for monster effect stuff. So let's get War Chariot. That ought to work. Gotta use that big octopus brain right there. Indeed. Where'd my tentacles go? Indeed. We must be prepared for whatever our opponent is prepared for us. Alright, what are you gonna do now, sir? I have Claudius. If you use any monster effects, or that works too. I'm going to be able to do stuff. Lucent. Summon this guy. Okay. Claudius! This might be a little premature, but I'm just going to do it. Gazarus will come out. I'm not going to pop the back row because I'm not a silly person. I know what this does. I'm not... Oh, I forgot what that did, though. Whoops! Might have made a slight miscalculation there. Oh, you're gonna banish my stuff? You monster, leave my cards alone. Test Bear! No! Well, that's unfortunate. And Genta too, okay. I mean, I'm not worried so far. I mean, I still have my editor. I still have my Claudius. I still have most of my light points. So I'm good in that respect. Unchained Soul Yama. I see. What does this do? Unchained monster from deck to hand. I don't think I want you to have that. Could be wrong, but I'm gonna sorry go bye to that guy. I mean, yeah, you're gonna keep getting Rambo back to the end of time. And you do have the fusion, but unfortunately for you, wasn't enough for a triple mustache. I cannot breathe very well. Okay, I'll take this up. I can't breathe again. Okay, but yeah, there you go, folks. Even going second, the Gladiator Beasts still dominate. It was a little more touch and go, I'll admit, but we were still able to kick butt. Thank you, Imperm. This is why you run the Imperm. In case you do end up going second like the old days, you gotta be prepared. So, let's go for the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. So, Gladiator Beast domination went 4-0, which, you know, I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it, but it's a bittersweet thing. It's great to see the Gladiator Beasts, with just a little bit of support that they just got, are still able to compete with today's game. You know, they're just able to go first, set up their board, be prepared to just run the opponent over. They're not all about negation. They have other interrupts. Gazarus is in here. The charge is doing its thing. You know, it's not all about just omni-negating everything. Sometimes it's just about blowing stuff up and punching it in the face. That's what Gladiator Beasts are all about. And I'm happy to see they can do it. I just wish my opponents had tried a bit harder to out my boards. You know? That's the only thing I don't like as much. I mean, they did try at some points, but at the same time, it was like, I set up and my opponents couldn't get over and they just kind of like couldn't do anything. So, I don't know. I prefer more back and forth. I'm more of a straightforward back and forth kind of duel. That's more what I like to do. But I'm happy to say this deck works really well. I'm really glad to see Gladiator Beast doing stuff. I love seeing Gazarus again. We got to do like almost everything in this deck, actually. Almost everything. I mean, Heraclino showed up. Asadari never going to show up, but that's, you know, he's a backup. He's a backup fusion, if anything. And we didn't get to see Avermax, but he's more of a backup too, and drags a... Oh, he's also back. All of our backup options didn't really show up, but the main force all contributed. That's good. So, I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to smack the like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Help the channel keep going. We're still reaching towards 1,000. And if we can get there by, well, I'd like that by the end of the year, but we'll see how that goes. By April of next year is where we're really hoping to get to 1,000. So real quick, here's the deck list in case y'all want to try out some Gladiator Beasts. Give them a shot. You'll have a good time. So for our main deck, we have 2 copies of Andal, 1 copy of Gladiators Augustus, 1 copy of Vespasius, 1 Noxious, 1 Laquari, 1 Darius, 1 Request. We have 3 copies of the Testy Bear, 3 copies of Adarix, and 3 copies of Magister. For our spells, we have 2 copies of Gladiators Comeback, 2 copies of Triple Delts, 3 copies of Gladiators Proving Ground, 1 Terraforming and Called by Grave, 3 copies of Primite Roar. Yeah, Primite Roar, that's how it's pronounced. 3 Primite Roar, 3 copies of Gladiator's Rejection, 3 copies of Flavius, the Arena of Gladiator Beasts, 3 copies of Imperm, if you happen to be going second, it's a very useful card to have, 1 copy of Gladiator Beast Charge, and 1 War Chariot, because you really don't need to go harder than that, because the game won't last that long. Now, as for the action deck, we have 2 copies of Testy Panther. We have 1 copy Masquerena, 1 Deoros, 1 Dragazes. I can't pronounce his name too well. 1 Avermax, just in case you don't want to go into this dude. 1 Asadari is our backup, completely generic Gladiator Beast fusion. 2 Gazaris, because I like to have 2 Gazaris. You know, you fuse them on your turn or the opponent's. Nice to have a backup, that sort of thing. If you're up against Dogmaticus or something, you never know. 2 copies of Gladiator Beast Tamer Editor for summoning out any of your fusions. 1 copy of Heraclinos, is because he's my favorite boy. He doesn't always get to use his effect, but he is a nice big 3k beat stick. 1 Gladiator Beast Domitianus is our monster effect negator who can also redirect attacks. And 2 copies of the new Gladiator Beast Claudius, because he can be summoned out by just using things in the graveyard, and he can just spam out one of your fusions on your opponent's turn. You can also summon a Gladiator Beast from your deck. What was it? Yeah, if my opponent used like an Ash Blossom on him, you can summon a Gladiator Beast from the deck too. We just need to see that part. As for the side deck, not a lot I thought about with this one because it's very straightforward. But if you wanted to feel like another Augustus, because, you know, Augustus can summon himself, and then this Augustus would summon another Gladiator Beast, so potential there for something about Augustuses, but he can become bricky in that respect. So if you wanted to try 1 Augustus over like Vespasius, that's up to you. I just like to keep this guy in case I need him for Domitianus. Spartacus is another one of our monsters, which isn't as often used, but, you know, he's a cool dinosaur man with an axe. I think that's cool. We also have, more importantly, we have things like Neurokius, who's another generic fusion. He can't be beaten in battle. That's about his whole effect, but he is completely generic. So, you know, sometimes you might feel the need for Neurokius. Antibody used to be really good in this deck when it first started getting all the support line with, like, Tamer Editor and stuff. But he only summons level 7 or lower Gladiator Beast fusions when he gets summoned. And it's only the 1 time. So it's a little less good. But it's not the worst thing in the world. There's also Guy Diaz, who I always liked, but he's one of those monsters that needs specific materials and stuff. You can cheat him out, of course, with Tamer Editor, but he's just really just a beat stick for like inflicting burn to the. If you need to burn your opponent with Gladiator Beast for whatever weird reason, Guy Diaz is your boy. And then there's just another Deoros, but I find 1 is plenty. So that's the deck, everybody. Hope you very much enjoyed it. Next time, we're still working on the deck a little bit, but I want to take a look at the Argos archetype. You know, good old trap monsters, and we're still working on this deck a little bit, but that's going to be the next time. So hope you all enjoyed. Y'all have a very lovely day. Your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, signing out. Until next time, y'all stay safe, stay happy, and you have a good one. Take care.